Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
What a day, huh? Hello, is this working? What a day, I say.
Yeah.
Amazing. We had a tornado yesterday in Brooklyn. True story. Amazing. Today, gorgeous. Baruch Hashem. So here's my life story in about 2 minutes. Ready? I grew up on the west side of Manhattan. Grew up on the west side of Manhattan, son of Holocaust survivors. Brother of my claim to fame in Teaneck, Izzy Salomon. You can give him a big round of applause, of course. See that? You're very popular here. And I went to Manhattan Day School, and I lived kind of a normal life, whatever you call normal in Manhattan Day School on the west side. And eventually I went to yeshiva, got married, moved to Brooklyn, had a few kids. See how fast it goes? Had a few kids. And all was well, you know, growing up with My Little Margie, the Donna Reed Show, Leave It to Beaver, the New York Mets, sorry to say. A lot of torture, you know. So all was well, and I went to City College, majored in psychology, opened up a private practice, you also went to City College? No kidding. Mark Levy went to City College. Did you? I think I saw you in the hall.
Yeah, that's where Fenwell's met.
That was you, right? And I got a degree in psychology, opened up a private practice. All was well. You know, that is, things are just going fine, smooth, wonderful. I think I had about 3 or 4 kids at the time. And then comes 1989, one day, and a friend of mine calls me up. His name is Rabbi Weiner. Some of you may know him. He's a famous artist, Judaica. And he says to me, do me a favor, he says, can you come tomorrow night to my shul? This is on a Friday morning. I said, why? He says, because we're having a speaker there. I said, yeah, who's the speaker? He says, a fellow named is Matti Berger. I said, Matti who? Matti Berger, he's from Aisha Torah. I said, Aisha who? Never heard of Aisha Torah, never heard of Matti Berger. And I said, I frankly have other things to do tomorrow night, Saturday night. Not interested in coming, but thanks for calling. No. Wasn't letting me go. Show up. We need bodies. You know how that works? He says, okay, I'll show up. And then before I hung up, he said to me, and bring some friends. He said, well, they won't be friends after I force them to come. Anyway, I showed up. Make a long story short, I sat there. I heard this guy, Matti Berger. I had never heard anything like it in my entire life. Never heard anything like it. He brought this whole idea of Aisha Torah, the discovery programs, etc. I was amazed. I sat there, I was amazed. I sat there, listened to every word, and when he was finished, I walked up to him and I said the famous 6 words. Actually, it's 5 words. I said to him, I want to be you. That's what I said. So he said, come over here. And he called me into the corner, and he spoke, and he says, what are you talking about? I said, this is amazing stuff, what you're doing. He says, well, he says, Aisha Torah, coming to the United States, and etc. And we're looking for people to lecture. I said, that sounds great. I've never done it before, but 12 hours later, Sunday morning, I was in an office on Coney Island Avenue, and I was training to be a discovery lecturer. About 6 weeks after that, I was on a plane to San Diego, giving my first discovery seminar. I didn't know what I was talking about. You have the secular Jews coming in, I'm talking about it, I'm just like reading off stuff. I didn't know what I was doing. But that evening changed my life. All was well, everything was fine, nice family, little home in Brooklyn, everything great. And then one thing happens and everything changes. And maybe, for some people, you've had the same experience. Maybe you've had the same experience that sometimes one thing happens, and from that day on, everything is different. And dare I say that for some people, it may be this morning. Maybe this morning, something will happen, and everything will be different. And maybe you won't come up to me later and say, I want to be you, because you don't need to be me, but maybe you want to be somebody else here. Maybe you want to be one of our wonderful honorees, or a wonderful host. I don't know what, but you never know. You got to keep your antennas up. So I started lecturing for Discovery, and then I met Rabbi Noach Weinberg. Zeichet Tzadik Bracha. Of blessed memory, the Dean of Aisha Torah. And I was telling him about the fabulous things we're doing, and this went on for years. And we're lecturing, we're going to Omaha, and we're going to Seattle, and we've got hundreds of people there, we got hundreds of people there. And after a while, I began to notice that Rabbi Weinberg was not so excited about the wonderful things I was doing. He said to me, Yaakov, he said, that's great. Oh, that's terrific. But you know that we're failing, don't you? I said, failing? Failing? I'm running all over the country. I'm giving lectures. Hundreds of people are coming. Some of them are getting turned on to Judaism. We're failing? He said, yeah, we're failing. I said, well, what are you talking about? He says, do you know what's going on out there? We are losing just about 100,000 Jews a year. 100,000 Jews a year to assimilation, to intermarriage. 100,000 Jews a year? In 40 years, that's 4 million Jews. So you're going off to talk to a couple of hundred Jews. That's very nice. But we are failing. We're going to lose this war. And the answer is that he always said is, we got to get an army. We got to get an army going. We got to get everybody to do something. And he tried and he tried and he tried for years. Then about 5 years ago, it happened. Project Inspire was born, and Project Inspire is thriving. What does it do? Very simple. It just says everybody should do something. You have a wonderful opportunity, you have a wonderful life, share it with somebody else. That's all it is. Somebody told me yesterday, last night, Rabbi Yisrael Belsky of Torah Vodaas, Rosh Yeshiva, very, very ill this year. He was in a coma for weeks this year, many weeks. And Rabbi Belsky said last week, when he met somebody, this friend of mine, he said to him, when I awoke from the coma, I could do nothing. I had to relearn everything. I could not button my shirt. And today, he said, for the first time this year, I was able to put on my tallis. Do you know the joy that I had this morning putting on my tallis for the very first time in the right way this year? What is the story? What is the understanding we get from that? We understand that we take things for granted. We all do. We have a lovely life. We have a nice family. We have Torah. We have Judaism. We have the best of everything. But we take it for granted. Why not share that with someone else? That's what today is about. That's what Eshet Torah is about. There's a story told, a very good friend of mine. He died prematurely, very early age, but he was a Baal Tshuva. His name was Shlomo Zalman. And he told me a hilarious story one day. He said he was just starting to become religious, and he got stuck. You know when you get stuck, you know what that means? Friday afternoon, he's driving, he didn't time it too well, he couldn't get home, and he's stuck, guess where? In Williamsburg. So he's got his green suit, you know, he's not really religious yet. He's got his green suit and his big hairdo and a tiny little kippah, right? And he's in Williamsburg, and where's he gonna go? And he walks into the Satmar Beis Medrash. Good luck. He tells me that he's standing in the Satmar Beis Medrash, and he was very nearsighted, and he has a sitter in front of him, and he's davening from the sitter, and he takes the sitter down from his eyes, and standing in front of him are 3 Hasidic kids, you know, with the gekraselt, the payas, you know, coming, you know, from 1930 something, and they're looking up at him, and they've never seen anything like it before. And one of them looks up at him and says simply, "Where you from?" So he was from St. Louis, but he knew that they never heard of St. Louis. So what's he going to say? So he says, "Well, have you ever heard of Los Angeles?" Maybe he'll try that. And the boy looks up at him and says, "No." He says, "We only know 3 places: Williamsburg, Monroe, and Mitzrayim." That's it. So it's a funny story. Little kid, what does he know? Williamsburg, Monroe, and Mitzrayim. But when I think back to that story, it's not so funny. You know why? Because we're not so different. What do we know? Okay? We know Manhattan, and we know Teaneck, and maybe a little Fairlawn. Okay? And we have maybe a relative out west. Okay. But there's a whole world out there. There's a whole world of millions of Jews. I've seen them. They are waiting. They are waiting. It's so easy today, waiting for anything we can do for them. Any initiative whatsoever. They're waiting for a hello. They're waiting for a challah. They're waiting to be spoken to in the mall, as you're going to hear about. They're waiting to get a little Rosh Hashanah kit. They're waiting for anything. These people, they don't know if Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. They don't care if Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. And believe me, they do not have God on their platform. It doesn't exist. They're just out there. And they're just waiting. And they're waiting for me, waiting for you, waiting for people like we're going to honor here today. I know why you came today. I know why. You came today because I've been on that end of it. It's an obligation. We're obligated. There are honorees. There are wonderful people who are hosting this. They're making something we have to come. But we're in denial. You see, us people from Project Inspire. We say, no, that's not why you came. You really came because of Project Inspire. That's why you're here. We want to believe that. And if you didn't come because of Project Inspire, what our goal is today is to make sure that when you leave, you say, you know, we came for Project Inspire. That's the idea. Yes, we have obligations. We have friends. We have to show up. It's a gorgeous place and a gorgeous day with fabulous food, all wonderful things. But we also want to say that there's a very important message here today. My message to you today is very, very simple. You can get involved in any way that you like. Some people want to get involved with their checkbooks. That is fabulous. We will accept anything you give. We're trying to tell you straight out. We're trying to raise $36,000 here today. We hope to be able to do it. You say, I don't know, I can give a few dollars. Whatever you can give, think about those millions out there who are waiting. This doesn't happen on its own. Some people don't want to give with their checkbooks. Some people want to participate with their appointment books. Fine. Remember appointment books? People used to have appointment books. Yeah, not anymore, right? Just smartphones, okay? Want to participate with your smartphone? Fine. There are many, many ways to do it. The honorees here today, the people who have set the tone, these people have gotten involved in many different ways. Right here, I'm looking at it. There's a table there with Rosh Hashanah gifts. It's a few dollars. It's a gorgeous, perfect gift. Send it out to a non-affiliated Jew. What's going to happen? The only thing is, you say, that's so nice. That's great. Hey, tell me more about it. Send them an article. Before you know it, great things happen. There's a fabulous program that we have, which is a tremendous success. Just Monday nights, you bring a non-affiliated Jew with you together for 1 hour to a great deli on Broadway, 34th Street. Broadway, Mr. Broadway's little speaker, and that's it. It's so easy. This week it happens to be on Tuesday. See, we're a Jewish organization. We do the Monday night program on Tuesday. We're a little bit late. Find out more about it. Rabbi David Rabinowitz is here. He'll tell you about how to do it. Some people want to get involved in a bigger way. Say, I can invite people to my home. We can train how to do kiruv, how to say hello to somebody. People don't even know how to say hello to somebody. Oh, I'm afraid. I don't want to be too pushy. You have somebody in the next cubicle at work. He's Jewish. I don't know what to say. We'll teach you. Simple. We'll teach you. Bring 10 people to your house. We'll bring in some great speaker, like maybe Yaakov Salomon or something. Not promising. And that's it. It's a beautiful evening. That's what Project Inspire is about. Do it with your checkbooks. Do it with your appointment books. Today, the idea is do something. Don't walk away from here without something, some idea to try to save 4 million Jews. That is basically the concept. It's a tremendous privilege for me to be here today and to introduce the wonderful honorees who have been so generous in giving of their time, giving of their creativity, giving of their hearts, and being able to help our Chenu B'nai Yisrael. And I'm going to ask the distinguished Rabbanim who are here today, who are going to present the awards to our honorees. I'm going to first call up Rabbi Shalom Baum, who is the Rabbi of Congregation Keter Torah. Afterwards, to save time, I'm telling you now, afterwards we're going to call up Rabbi Stephen Przansky, who is the Rav here of B'nai Yeshurun, you all know, to present to Shira and Clive Lipschitz. And then Rabbi Jonathan Knapp, who is the principal of the Avna Academy, will come up to speak about Jordana and Avram Eliezer Baruch. Thank you very much.